and welcome to Animation Triad. I'm Lish, and with me is
Stu
and
Teddy D.
And today we are doing, as you know, for the month of November, Reviewer's Choice. So what did I choose? Well, if the title didn't give it away, I chose Megamind. Incredibly handsome supervillain and master of all villainy. I think I messed that up, but the point is, it is one of my favorite films, and I'm excited to talk about it with you today. Hopefully, we are all excited to talk about it with you today.
Indeed.
Before we get started, just want to remember and remind you to like if you like our videos. It really helps us out. Subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and don't forget to comment below. We love hearing from you. In fact, we'd like to hear more from you. Talk to us about anything. Tell us how your day is going.
We're lonely.
We are lonely.
We love you. Hello.
We do.
Is it me you're looking for?
Okay, alright. Where's that gun?
That's not a pun, that's a tangent. Get it right. And I will pay for Lionel Richie. I will pay for him.
It was creepy is what it was.
If Lionel Richie is singing that song, it's gonna be creepy. Almost as creepy as that statue she made in the video of his face.
Which video were you talking about? We're talking about Megamind?
I'm talking about the Lionel Richie music video with the flying. I'm playing for another one. Okay. Moving on.
I do it all because I'm evil, and I do it all for free. Your tears are all the pay I'll ever need.
Alright, so let's start with a summary of Megamind. This little blue alien leaves his home planet as a baby, ends up on Earth, but rather than it being the land of opportunity for him initially, he grows up in a prison. Because he did anything wrong? No! It was all by chance.
Yeah.
Similarly, one of his peers, I guess we'll say, another alien baby, also being shipped away from his home planet, kind of via a Superman thing, really good-looking baby, lands in a home of privilege, and grows up from there. Now, that's actually not the entire summary, but that is what starts us off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we get to watch both of these people grow up and then ultimately play out their hero and villain dichotomy until one day something goes wrong for one of them and very, very right for the other.
Yes.
Or so the authorities would have you believe. Which brings us to, of course, our main character, which is Megamind.
Yes.
He is the villain. He is actually our protagonist in this. And he is voiced by the incredible Will Ferrell. I say incredible because I did not know it was Will Ferrell, and I thought he was amazing in this role. In my opinion, this was his best role.
I would happen to agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I saw the face.
Okay,
I'm like,
I'm
no.
going to say this. I did not see this in theaters.
Neither did I.
Yeah, I had no intention of seeing this movie because I dislike Will Ferrell. I don't have anything against him personally. I just don't like his comedy. I have liked him in precisely one film.
And that would be this one.
No, actually it would be Zoolander. I found him hilarious in that film. I actually dislike almost all the actors in Zoolander, but I actually loved them in that one film. Don't know why. It's like, I don't like any of them on their own, but when they all came together, I actually thoroughly enjoyed Zoolander.
Another Zoolander alumni that's in this movie is Ben Stiller.
Oh, really?
Yes, as the voice of Bernard.
Oh yeah, he was!
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Yes, he was. In fact, this movie actually has a lot of really talented actors. It has Will Ferrell, it has Ben Stiller, it has Tina Fey.
Oh, I like
it.
her.
It has Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yes, it has Brad Pitt. Brad effing Pitt as Metro Man.
I think this might be the second time he's ever done an animated show or movie.
And I tell you what, his
Yes, it
voice
does.
is made for it. I didn't even realize. I've usually seen Brad Pitt in like these like, look at my cheekbones kind of roles.
Mhm.
There's no other way to describe
Right.
it except Brad Pitt is usually Brad Pitt. He's a pretty boy. He's
Yeah.
some kind of lovable McLoverson kind of thing.
Right.
But then in this, he plays this really swanky superhero who's just like, he's
Yeah.
not the best person. He's not necessarily the nice guy everyone would have you
He's-
believe. He's like,
Kind of
He's-
a cocky jerk.
he's
yeah.
fake nice. He's fake
Yeah.
nice.
He's
And I
basically
love
the
this role.
jock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the privileged,
Yeah.
preppy jock.
Yeah.
But he plays it so well.
Oh yeah.
So beyond the star-studded cast,
Mhm.
let's talk about our characters. Let's talk about the plot. What really stuck out for either of you?
Well, I actually really like the origin story where in the beginning
Mhm.
they were
Yes.
going to school. You know, the
Mhm.
Metro Man character Megamind, and for show and tell, you know, Megamind tried to do some fun experiments, but
Right.
ended up causing disaster.
he
So he's just kind of like, well,
he tried to emulate Metro Man actually.
and he just felt like, hey, well, since I messed things up, I might as well just, that's my
Go
shtick.
all out.
Yeah,
Now that
Exactly.
So I'm actually really excited that you brought that up because he wasn't even being bad during all those times that he was getting punished for being bad.
Right.
He wasn't. He was trying to fit in. He was trying to belong. He was, okay, maybe going about it in ways that were a bit accident prone.
Right.
But the truth is, he wasn't actually being a bad kid. When he was getting hit with dodgeballs,
Yeah.
he put a little helmet on his head that would create a force field just so he wouldn't get hit.
Right.
That was his only goal. That was a failing on the teacher's part.
True.
She should have
Yeah.
been like, don't beat up this kid. Instead, it ends up bouncing a ball that causes some mayhem, and he ends up back in prison.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
Well,
Failing.
I think
failing at his old schoolhouse.
He lived. He lived in prison, so that I think that's mostly the reason he kept going back to
I
prison.
feel like it was a stereotype threat. Ever since the day that he got there. He landed in prison when he didn't do anything wrong. He grew up there when he didn't do anything wrong. He
Right.
goes to school. He's punished for things constantly when he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
They stereotyped him as a villain from day one and then wondered why he decided to become a villain.
It's 'cause I'm blue, isn't it?
I'm just saying,
Yes.
stereotype
Yeah.
threat. Yes.
Mhm. I was surprised by this film. I really was. As I said, I'm not a Will Ferrell fan for the most part, and I remember seeing trailers for it, and it looked like it was going to be a one-note joke type of thing.
Mhm.
And I was very pleasantly surprised. I thought the voice acting on everyone's part was excellent. I thought the characters were very enjoyable. Some jokes I felt kind of stretched out a little long, some of them,
Yeah.
but for the most part, still very good. Character design-wise, this is just a critique on DreamWorks in general. They always give their characters these smarmy smirks. Every single character they have, up until I think maybe a more recent ones, like
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon,
Yeah.
they always gave their characters these really smug, like, smirks. And that was their way to differentiate themselves from Disney, in a way.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. That was just my one critique of it as
Why
well.
does that bother you?
I don't know. It's just from an artistic choice, it's repetitive.
Do you feel
'Cause-
like they're judging you?
To some degree, yes, maybe. Maybe to some degree they are slightly judging me. And
Smirk killed my father.
yeah, just you.
It was a weird day.
Yes, it was. He was smiling and happy, and then the next thing you know, the smirk just struck him, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
which led me on this path.
Bless his soul.
What soul?
Exactly. It existed somewhere, I'm sure, but it's no longer in his body.
Not here.
Yes.
Empty husk. Yeah.
Back when I was a redhead, I stole it. I'm not sorry.
Fair enough.
Alright. So back to the movie. You were talking about the animation.
Oh, yeah.
What parts like really stood out for you?
Well, I would say
Either for better or worse.
I'm gonna give a bit of a spoiler here. So
well
spoiler. Yeah. I was very surprised when they showed Metro Man's skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is not a spoiler. And if you watch the movie, you'll know why.
The advertising for this film made it seem like it was just going to be one huge superhero fight between them. So that's what I expected going in. I
Right.
literally knew nothing of this film other than just
Yeah.
what I remember from the trailers.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I do kind of agree with Lish. I think they did kind of give it away in the trailers.
Did they?
You didn't agree with me then, because I didn't think
Oh.
that.
I only
agree?
vaguely
Yeah.
remember the trailers,
Yeah.
so
Then I agree
maybe.
with you.
Okay. Okay.
He agrees with somebody.
We'll agree to disagree
He
on whether or
agrees.
not we
Something
agree.
happened.
He agrees with himself.
I do. I
Somebody
agree with
has
the voice in my head. No, I felt like the trailers kind of gave away, you know, the plot.
Mhm.
You know, it's like basically Metro Man retires,
Mm-hmm.
and Mega Mind,
Oh, okay.
you know, he's a villain without a hero to fight.
You
And
just
he's
gave it
bored.
away.
Oh, well,
Just
that's the
now.
plot.
Well, you know what? We're gonna just beat that out then.
Oh, okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay, no, we won't then.
Okay.
Never mind that.
It's fine. I don't care.
Ignore
I mean-
me.
Sorry, that was
Ignore
I just thought that's-
Stuart.
that
He's
was
not
the
even
plot.
here.
I mean, that was in the trailers.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Was
the
it in the
plot.
trailers? I honestly, as I said, I just remember the first bunch of trailers where they were fighting. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
The plot basically is that Metro Man goes MIA. It appears he is dead, and so Mega Mind actually gets it in his head that being a villain with it all isn't as fun as he thought it was
No.
going to be.
Mhm.
So he attempts to create a new hero that will fill the void that Metro Man left. So he finds Hal, which is the reporter, Roxanne Ritchie, and also pretty much everybody's love interest in this
Yes.
film. He finds her sidekick accidentally,
Mhm.
shoots him up with some hero juice, and then attempts to train him.
That sounded so dirty.
Yes. Kids don't do hero juice.
Shot him up with hero juice.
No Jesus juice either.
But mostly the hero juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say no.
Pull a Nancy Reagan.
Just,
Not if you want it, then you should definitely say yes.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Say
then
yes
he-
to Michigan.
So basically, he attempts to create a hero and realizes this hero is a fucking piece of crap. Okay? He's useless as a hero, and I won't completely spoil why, but I will say that Hal is an asshole. Okay? So he kind of has to try to figure out where he stands. Is he himself, Megamind, a hero, or is he still a villain?
There is one character you've left out.
Yes!
Minion!
Minion! Voiced by the incredible David Cross.
Yes. Not the tiny.
Not the
yellow
little
things.
yellow bananas.
Yes.
Like
I want
this
to drop
thing
kick
is
those things.
this thing is a fish in a gorilla suit. I'm not even joking.
He was amusing.
You know
It's
what?
a fish in like a little fish bowl for a head, and then the rest of the body is basically a mechanical gorilla.
It makes me wonder if that was like a tribute to that old black and white like sci-fi movie with the alien that was like in a gorilla suit with like a diving helmet on it.
Oh,
Like-
maybe.
I wondered if that was tribute to that.
Maybe. You're right. We did leave out that very important character.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I loved about this, I'm not quite sure what you mean when you say that some of the humor dragged on, because honestly this is a film that I could watch again and again and again, and I have watched it again and again and again. I can pretty much quote the entire movie for you right here, but I won't. So I really love the film. I think it's hilarious, but I also think it's very touching. It's interesting to watch Megamind grow out of his own self-fulfilling prophecies. It's really interesting to watch him grow outside of societal expectations.
I mean, I really like that, and I'm sorry to jump in here. It's.
I knew you wanted to. I saw the hands.
Oh yeah. It's like, I want. This one I felt like had really good pacing.
Yes.
Like this is like I know that's something that I've complained about in the past, but this one I felt it was really well paced. You can kind of see where the character's going.
Mm-hmm.
It takes its time, but it doesn't drag.
Right.
So I always love when that happens, and you can kind of see what he, how he's experiencing what's going on. As you can see why he's bored. You can see why
he's sad.
He does what he does. Yeah.
It's so. Even though he was he was Metro Man's rival,
Yeah.
he still missed him when he thought he was gone, and you find out later that Metro Man didn't even really have anything against him either.
Right.
Yeah.
And Roxanne, now I think it's really interesting that Megamind and Roxanne could sort of form a union of sorts,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I will have to say that's probably my biggest critique of the movie is the romance.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
that I didn't love most of the romance as it was happening, but there's one spot in particular where Megamind is like, I'm not the hero. I don't ride off into the sunset, and I don't get the girl. Like, hold on a minute. This should not be why you're doing that.
Yeah.
If you're doing that for the chicks, I'm sorry, but you're going to be disappointed,
Yeah.
and this is actually the problem with the other hero you created.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other thing, I mean, to understand why he does, but he has put her life in danger
He has.
for his whole career. So I'm not saying there was the romantic element, but
Yeah.
I mean you can kind of understand it's like this is going to be awkward.
I know
Yeah.
why she wouldn't be interested in him. That's
Yeah.
why when
Mhm.
she's like, well, let's look at the contents, shall we?
Yeah.
And she's talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's legitimate. But you know what else? While I agree with what you're saying,
Yeah.
I have to also counter you a little and say, you didn't even notice when she was abducted and she
Mhm.
had the bag put over her head and everything, and then later on, he's like, oh, Metro Man, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Then, didn't you see Minion was actually shaking up the fogger again to knock her out and put her back?
Yeah.
They don't actually want to hurt her. They're
Right.
capturing the damsel because
Right.
that's what they think they're supposed to be doing. But they're not actually hurting her because she's literally like, you could at least wash the bag.
To me, that was.
She's so used to this. She's
I
not
did like
afraid
that.
at all. She's
did
not
like that
afraid
a
of
lot.
him
Yeah,
at all.
yeah.
That was actually
Yeah.
made me laugh.
And there's one more voice we didn't talk about, and that was the prison warden, who was
Oh,
voiced by
yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Oh,
Oh.
fantastic! That was actually really fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And something I really liked just in terms of creativity, I liked that every time they had a different body on the screen, no matter who it was secretly playing that
Mhm.
body, because as you know,
Yeah.
Megamind can transform himself,
Oh, yeah.
the original voice, whoever that body is. So when Megamind is fronting as Metro Man for a second there,
Yeah.
it's still Brad Pitt
Yeah.
doing the voice as Metro Man. When he's fronting as Bernard, it's still Ben Stiller doing
Mhm.
Bernard's
Oh.
voice. Whereas
What?
it's only Will Ferrell doing Megamind's
Mega.
voice. Yeah.
That's interesting because then you have an actor playing another actor pretending to be the other actor.
Yeah.
Which I love. It's one of my favorite things
That is
ever.
Really
That's-
interesting.
That's why I actually loved the show Orphan Black. That's what I'm paying for right now.
You got a dude
Because-
playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Yeah.
What was that one from?
Tropic Thunder.
Oh! Wow, I haven't thought of that movie in a long time.
Yeah.
But that's actually why I love the show Orphan Black, is
Mm-hmm.
because Tatiana Maslany, she was not only playing different characters, but several
Yeah.
different times she's playing a different character, playing a different character, playing a different character.
That's range.
It
Yeah.
is.
No,
It
she's
is.
got some range,
Yeah.
all right.
She really does. She's an unsung hero in the acting world, in my
Mhm.
opinion. But I digress.
Yes.
I love that this was something they did with this movie.
Yeah, that was really
Mhm.
cool.
Allowing them through voice to not only explore their own character,
Yeah.
but who their own character would be if it was not their own character.
Yeah.
All right.
Because and real quick, like there's a quick scene. I'm gonna try not to spoil too much.
I
Okay.
don't care.
we're-
You watch an
we're-
episode of mine. I
Bernard
don't care about spoilers.
Mhm.
And Megamind are fighting, and
Yes.
Oh god.
I work
Yes.
oh my god, I couldn't handle him. He was too powerful.
It was too fantastic.
That was fun. Yeah, I love that. That's probably my favorite.
That was great.
That was a good
That
one.
was good.
But yeah, like it was very entertaining. I had never seen it until you suggested it, so
Same here.
I thank you for suggesting it. It was actually very enjoyable.
Say,
Yeah.
except you're welcome. Sorry.
No, it's
Don't
all right.
wanna-
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
didn't see
so
that.
glad you enjoyed it, though. Honestly,
But why are you paying?
not you.
I don't know.
You don't have to pay.
He's just paying all his money for all the things.
Yeah, you know.
Favorite?
But
Favorite scene? Favorite character?
I surprisingly I liked it all really. As I said, there was like I can't even remember what joke I thought was a little played out. I just remember really thoroughly enjoying it,
I'm
and
glad.
I was surprised because I did not expect to like this film at all. I honestly didn't.
Right.
I'm not the biggest fan of DreamWorks generally. I like some of their older stuff, and I actually do like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
Only seen the first one, we'll admit. But
Second
a
one's
lot of their
okay.
other stuff, Shrek got really played out.
Yeah.
The first one was great.
I like the first two.
The second one was pretty cool.
Yeah. But overall, I actually really liked this film. I really liked Megamind. I really did.
Yeah.
The character himself was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
Voiced very well by Will Ferrell, which that's a phrase I never thought I'd be saying.
Yeah.
No offense, don't hate me because I don't like him. It's just not my type of humor generally.
Yeah.
I got nothing against the guy personally.
I forgive you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I thought this was a very nice surprise.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I'm glad
So
you
thank
both
you.
liked it.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely one of my favorites, and as a final thought, I'll also say, please check it out. Not just for the humor and, the relatability of the characters, but also it has a really, really great soundtrack.
You did mention that.
Oh yeah.
Did I already say that?
No, you've mentioned it before in our other reviews. You've mentioned when we've talked about soundtracks and stuff. You've mentioned Megamind before.
The whole time that I've been reviewing Megamind
Yeah.
with you guys, and I didn't mention it. Like, the one time it actually counts to mention it, and I wait until the end. But it has some really great songs. It has AC/DC. It has...
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh, for his
so many
intros.
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he had
That's what I have to say. He like the main character was my favorite character.
Mm.
So
I agree. I really did love Megamind himself.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Minion, and strangely enough, I actually really enjoyed Metro Man because
Yeah.
he's so quotable when he's like, "Hey, hey, hey, Metro City," and I love you, random citizen.
That was great. Yeah.
Yes.
and he was very good with the puns.
Oh,
I hope to aspire to that someday.
We have the gun ready for you.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
I don't think we've had to use it. Did we use it?
I don't think we have.
Not for this one, no.
Wow, surprising.
Right?
Wow.
He learned his lesson from the last one.
Oh.
Didn't take long, did it?
Pavlov works.
Is that what we're calling it now?
No, just the pun gun.
Oh.
Yeah.
I kind of like calling it Pavlov, just
Pavlov?
as a nickname.
Who knows? What do you guys think? Should we nickname the pun gun Pavlov?
Pavlov, yeah.
However you say that guy's name.
I think it's Pat.
Pavlov.
Is it? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But
I
comment
like
below.
Pavlov.
Comment below on what your thoughts are of the pun gun. Do you like it? Do you want to see more? Do you want to see Teddy get shot repeatedly with it?
I'll give you the answer for that one, and it's yes.
You're lucky! So, what do you think?
I believe that is it for us. I could go on and on about
we
this
could.
movie. I could tell you all about what I think of Hal / Titan, but whew,
Yeah.
Let's just leave it where it is. Some things are better left discovered. So this concludes our review of Megamind. We think it's pretty awesome. We really enjoyed watching it. We hope that if you haven't watched it yet, that this will encourage you to give it a go. Hopefully you love it as much as we do. If you have already seen it, let us know what you think in the comments below. Again, we love hearing from you. Seriously, talk to us about anything as long as it's not too much on, like needing life advice, because we review animation.
That's how
We'll give you life advice, it just might not be the best.
No.
We watch cartoons for a living. What do you think?
Yeah.
So, so let us know below what you thought of that movie, what you'd like to see next, and we will see you next time. Click like, subscribe to our channel, comment below, hit that notifications bell, and we will see you next time. This has been Animation Triad with Lish,
Stu!
and
Lionel Richie.
Teddy
Teddy D.
doesn't know his own name. I can't pull the trigger, so I'll just hit him with it.
Oh, you're just gonna pistol whip him.
Yes. This has been Animation Triad. No awkward finger guns necessary because I pistol whipped a bitch.
Damn straight.
Alright. I'll see you next time. Bye.
See you guys.